Hi folks, welcome back to the channel. Yeah, as the title suggests, I've got a different starter motor fitted to the bike. I did all the usual checks. The bike had been stood for a few weeks. I went to start it up. It span over about 3 or 4 times, and just went the solenoid, the old start solenoid, just clicked, went click 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 every time I hit the starter. So I'm thinking, oh right, okay, so the battery's flat. So I charged the battery up, still hit the starter, just still went click click click. So I took a jump start off the car, just put the jump leads on it. I didn't start the car up, I just put the jump leads across it, hit the starter, still click 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 from the solenoid. So I took the positive jump lead off and I touched it onto the starter motor cable here, just tapped it on there, and that should spin the starter up, but it didn't do anything. So okay, right, so we need to take a little look at the starter motor. And this is when I discovered it was the wrong starter motor. But let me show you how they fitted it in the bike. Alright folks, so I'm looking in from the left hand side of the engine. I've got my pointy stick here. Watch your eyes, mind your eyes. Alright, so look, you can see the back of the starter motor. Alright, and if you look down here, there and there, they're the two tabs that come off the back of the starter motor. Now then, here, here and here are the original mounting points for the R1 starter motor. So yeah, so you can see it's the wrong starter. But what they've done is, obviously the R1 starter motor has gone belly up, and they didn't have one or couldn't find one, and probably a brush kit didn't work, or they probably didn't think about changing the brushes, so they just used this generic starter motor. It's made by MITSUBA. I'll put the code on the bottom of the screen, and I had a quick look online, and it's used by CBR600s and 954s, a lot of quad bikes, all sorts of stuff really. So it's quite versatile. So you can see what they've done then. They've got the mounting points off the back of the starter, and they've just fabricated up this little bracket here, yeah, into one of the original mounting points. My first thought when I saw it is, right, okay, it's going to twist, when you hit the starter, but it doesn't. You can put your finger under there and you can hit the starter and it doesn't budge at all. So really it was just a case of, if ever you got stuck trying to find a starter for your motorbike, not necessarily an R1, you can use a different starter, and of course just make up a little bracket just to hold it in place. Not ideal, but it works a treat. Yeah, okay, so although there's a little brackets being fabricated to hold the starter motor in place, it seemed to work okay. So let's just have a little look. Japanese wiggle. Ready? See, turns it over a treat, no problem at all. The problem with this starter motor, why it wouldn't work, is it was the brushes. They've just worn out. So instead of buying a kit, I went into Marmaris, and there's a guy there that he rebuilds these for a living, starter motors and alternators, So all he did was he had a set of brushes, and just put a new set of brushes in it, resoldered them in place. So job done really, only a £5, so it doesn't hurt, does it? Yeah, so I mean, if it gets you out of a bit of a position, you can't find a starter motor for your bike, then yeah, just look at a different starter motor. Alright folks, well thanks for watching, and we'll hopefully see you in the next video. Cheers!